Seasonal affective disorder. Whoever came up with that acronym, I think, was having a little bit too much fun. Seasonal affective disorder, also known as dark, angry, sad time. I got hair in my mouth. The acronym is fun, but the experience is not. In the winter, I don't get as depressed as some people do, but I definitely feel the effects of less vitamin D, less sunshine, less connection, just like more time inside, not seeing the sky, not being inclined to go outside. It's hard to motivate to do things. I lose momentum on so many things I'm doing, and that definitely has a big effect on me. I get really isolated from people, and it feels hard to think of what to do to like connect with people while I'm also freezing cold all the time. So in today's video, I'm gonna share some of the things I like to do for surviving this season, or really surviving any season when people aren't that available to connect with all the time. And I'm also gonna share some of my favorite ideas for when people are available, ways you can connect. We're gonna do them all. Here we go. Ew, it's got a cute thumbnail. My hair's in my mouth. Get a cute thumbnail, don't hit me. Don't hit me! Something else this time is really good for is romanticizing my life as a little winter bunny, okay? We're lighting candles, feeling cozy. This isn't as fun in warm weather. It's like it would feel deranged a little bit. Because when I stop to think about it, I really do like being cozy and in my sweaters and in my candles, and it's not as much fun to do that stuff in the nice weather, so we're doing it now and we're playing it up. I'm getting in my cozy, okay? All right, I am actually gonna have to take these off, unfortunately, because it's kind of way too hot in here. I would also like to announce that I have one of the world's largest zits on my face right now, and there's nothing any makeup or lighting can do about it. So one of the best skills I've learned in a period of life that's undesirable is saying to myself, okay, this time is not the time I wanted, it's not the time I would have chosen, but what is this time really good for? And there's always something. There's always something. So for example, in the winter, harder to connect with people, maybe not as much going on socially for me, not as many like things I enjoy outdoors. It's a really good time for me to cross some things off my list that aren't social or like have been sitting on my to-do list for a while, fixing that thing around the house, really doubling down on my exercise routine. I needed to go and get like a very invasive ultrasound of my ovaries. I'm gonna go get my ovaries looked at. How's it look? So that was a fun, sexy time for me. So there's a lot of chores, a lot of exercise stuff I like to get done. It can also be a great time for deeper reflection, kind of doing like a once yearly performance review check-in, but not for work, just for my life. I did a whole goal setting session with my siblings at the start of this year, just sitting down and like writing through our goals together. So no, this is the season where maybe I'm not getting invited to a lot of pool parties, or maybe I don't have a bunch of fun trips planned, but what is this time good for? And there's gonna be things. One of the other things that really helps me when I'm feeling like in a rut or I've just lost momentum, sometimes I like to remind myself to shake the snow globe. And that just means like, take your world and, you know, just give it a jolt. And a good way to do that is going to a new location, going to a new event. It doesn't have to be something you're obsessed with. It could be just something you're curious about, or even something that just sounds weird, and showing up and doing something new, even if it's just like going to one new yoga class. I don't even really like yoga. Or I went to like this weird ravey concert with my friend Ashley. I don't even really like concerts that much. It was really empty and we just like danced alone the whole time. It just shakes the snow globe. It's such a feeling of like being alive again, to be in a new place, try something new, even if it's like, that was dumb and I never want to do it again. There's still something usually fun about it. Even if it's not like you discover a favorite new activity. Like I didn't discover that I love raving all of a sudden, but it was just like fun and silly and weird and different to do with my friends, and it can really shake you out of your funk. Look at this pretty guy. I love putting a weirdo in. Oh, that's really sweet. And this concept of shaking the snow globe really helps me because I'm actually not super spontaneous. I'm very stuck in my routines. And a lot of that routine is time alone. Even sometimes I don't even notice when I'm in a rut. I'm just having trouble saying yes to new things. So for me, as a not super spontaneous person, I'm not usually the person who like comes up with plans, comes up with ideas. I made a rule for myself to just do like one new thing a month. And maybe that's something I propose to my friends. Maybe it's something I propose with Justin. Maybe it's something I do alone. I went and like did a pottery class. Justin and I went ice skating. I'm horrible at ice skating. There's something about the concept of just like being in a new environment and doing something new that feels very much to me like the thrill of being alive, newness. I think newness is a lot of what can reinvigorate me and kind of like get the machine going again. Look how weird and pretty this is looking. Wow. I think of connection as coming in like 3 layers, like the 3 stratospheres of connection. The first is connecting with like your closest people, your dearest people. Maybe that's your partner, maybe it's your best friends, maybe it's your family members, your friends you love. Those people who make you feel alive, and it's like the classic form of connecting. But sometimes that's not always an option. And so when that's not an option, it's helpful for me to remember the other options for connecting. For me, that is micro connections. And that might just be going for a walk on the street, seeing other faces. It does a lot for you.
I don't like it, but I'm gonna feel better.
It does so much more than I ever remember it's gonna do. So much more than just sitting at home alone. Going to this pottery class and just being around other people. Maybe there's some banter and chit chat, maybe not, but even just being around humans interacting does so much. Going to the store and having a small chat with the cashier. It's not the same as hanging out with your best friend, but when your best friend isn't available, micro connections can go a long way. And then the third level of connection that I try to think about is really connection to yourself, plugging in. And this requires no other people, no community, but rather it's kind of getting like plugged into you. And those are usually like the activities, hobbies that just get me in my flow. For example, what I'm doing right now, arranging flowers. It's a craft activity that I personally love. I get so into it. It's like meditative. I get in a flow and I can both be like processing and thinking, but I can also be like focused on the thing I'm doing. Justin got me a book for, these are the 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗚 from my brother, website linked below. And Justin got me this 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗚 book for learning 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗚 floral design, which I'm trying to get better at. When I sit down and like work on learning my 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗚 skills, I'm plugged into me and I'm plugged into the world without having someone else need to be there. I also recently picked up needle pointing and I was shocked. I started needle pointing just because Justin really wanted me to make him a custom needlepoint belt.
I mean, it's kind of like a charm bracelet. It's like all different icons that represent Justin to me.
He dropped the hint like maybe 1,000 times. I was like, okay, I get it. And so I was like, I'll learn to needlepoint. And then I was shocked to find how much I loved it. Great thing about needlepointing or a lot of crafts and stuff is like, you can't be on your phone. You have to be present. And even if you don't like crafts, sometimes plugging in for me is like just doing something I'm really good at. Sometimes I get into like editing one of my videos when I'm feeling disconnected and it helps me get connected to me. What am I good at? Where do I feel a lot of value in myself? Making something can be a great way of getting plugged in. I think for a lot of people, that's just cooking. Making a freaking hot chocolate, cleaning. Sometimes it's decluttering to me. Basically getting plugged into you when you're bored and there's not a lot of human connection around, it can be a great time to start a project. Things that occupy and engage your body are really good. I think for some people that's exercise, or maybe it's rock climbing. Something that like occupies your mind and body together is a great way to get plugged in. And I'm not gonna say it's the exact same as having a partner. I'm not gonna say it's the exact same as getting time with your best friends, but those things aren't always an option. And so don't forget the value of just getting plugged into you. I love this. I freaking love this. Winter is usually where I end up getting a lot of my to-do list items done. While they're not all things that are super fun, I do still get a really great sense of like accomplishment and momentum and pride, and it relieves a lot of my anxiety. Like, okay, I went and I got my ovaries looked at, and it went a lot better this year than it did last year. I went and had to do this last year. I did not know how invasive the experience would be. That's all I'll say on YouTube. I did not expect it to be so invasive, let's say. And then the man who was doing it told me that I had a beautiful uterus. I said, thank you. So it went better than that this year. But in addition to to-do list items, I also have a lot of silly activities I like to get done. Like one of my favorite things to do when I'm just bored and alone is taste tests. I like yogurt, and I was sick of accidentally buying bad yogurts. And I was like, I want to know once and for all, what is the best yogurt? And I just bought every single yogurt at my local grocery store. I went to Whole Foods and I bought as many yogurts as I could. And I did a yogurt test in my mouth. I'm trying to do a green screen and it's attaching part of the fridge to my head. That one was pretty good, but it's not the best. This one is Icelandic lemon. It's made with skim milk. Mistake. Siggies, I love Siggies, but it's not the best. This one was the best one. Where is it? That one was the best one. So I've just been editing for a long time and I haven't talked to anybody. And I haven't gone anywhere and I haven't put on any clothes. But I ate a lot of different yogurt. And spoiler, it's 𝗤𝗡𝗄𝗡𝗧 mango. It's the best. This is not a personal opinion, it's just facts. And I'm allergic to mango. So I'm saying like, even I admit it's worth the allergy. The taste test activity we're doing today, version of a taste test, is I want to achieve the best hot chocolate recipe. I love hot chocolate. I want to know forever and always that I know how to make the best hot chocolate, not just some half-assed Hershey powder crap. So we're gonna make a little hot chocolate. This wouldn't be fun in the summer, it really wouldn't. Okay, JK, I had to take off my sweater. It's too hot in here. Today we are making 𝗟𝗤𝗨𝗚 calda, Italian hot chocolate. And the recipes I've seen, I don't think I've made this before. It calls for cornstarch, real whole bittersweet chocolate. I think there's cream in here. It's very thick. Italian hot chocolate you eat with a spoon. You get like a tiny little cup of it. The first time I was served Italian hot chocolate, I was like, what the fuck is this? You give me like 2 bites, but it's super thick and super rich. And you often eat it with a spoon. I'm really excited. I don't think I have all the things in this recipe. Whatever, I'm just gonna do my best. Can I also say, when I'm looking up a recipe online, I never want this personal life narrative that we have to read in order to get to the recipe. It's like 10 scrolls down the page before we even get to the ingredient list, where they're saying how they first were introduced to this recipe through their ex-husband's third cousin who had a dog who once went to Italy. I don't care. I don't care. You're not enriching this experience for me. You're making it worse. How hard is it to just list the ingredients? Okay, I'm already annoyed. Add the milk to a saucepan. Okay, I think I need to cut this in half. Ounces, I don't know how to measure ounces. You know I don't really cook, so I don't have like a lot of the tools. That's okay. Milk. It's already gonna burn. It's gonna burn. Shoot. We're doing 1 cup milk. Add the chopped chocolate. 3.5 ounces. So I don't have a way to measure the weight. All right, so this whole bag is 10 ounces. This is how we're gonna do it. And I need a little less than 2. So 10 divided by 3, that's like 3.3 ounces each. So if I take one of those and split it in half, that's what I need, I think. Resourceful. Some of these I just gotta eat. Yum, yum, yum. Add 1 tablespoon cocoa powder. Don't have it. Cool. Since we don't have cocoa powder, I'm just gonna add extra chocolate. You don't want to burn the milk. 1 tablespoon sugar. I don't know if I'm doing this right. So far I've had to change every single step. Mix 2 teaspoons cornstarch with a tablespoon of milk. And a splash for good luck. How do I mix this now? And add it to the chocolate. Cool. Stir until thick and smooth. It's nowhere near being thick. It's very confusing to me. While I stir and get thick and smooth, I'll tell you some of the other things that the winter is good for. The winter is also when I work on a lot of my inventions. I invented an improved way to crack your back. This is important. Okay, you have to get on your bed so that your leg can come all the way over onto the side below ground. Listen to this. I'm trying to get a crack for you. Okay, go up. Did you hear that? You can steal that. The basic point is, it's really easy for me to get focused on all the ways that this period in time is a disappointment to me, and all the ways that it's not the thing I was looking for and not the thing I want. And while that may be fair and true, there's always another side to the story as well. And no matter how dark or undesirable the period of time is, there's always something that this time is good for. Trying a new recipe, trying a new workout, attending to that to-do list, collecting compliments on my uterus, finally calling that friend I've been meaning to reach out to. In the winter especially, I have to make an active effort to remind myself to ask that question. This is not the time I wanted. It may not be the time I would choose, but while it's here, what is it good for? P.S. One thing this time is really good for is losing the audio on my footage, but my review of the hot chocolate is it's amazing. I'm gonna put the recipe below. I might add a little more sugar if you don't like it bitter. Definitely try it. Winter's trying to take me down, but I'm fighting back. Let me show you. In my bathroom, I've done one of my favorite answers to what is this time good for, which is the mini makeover. To me, a mini makeover is anything in your home that is a little bit of a mess and has been bugging you forever, but you also have like never taken the time to tend to it, such as fixing that thing in your house that's been broken forever, or like deciding once and for all, like what is my preferred ultimate dream sheet set and bedding material. Just like, I wanna know forever and never change it again. Or for me, it was like upgrading to an adult spa-like shower experience. I always have rusty razors. I never buy new ones. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's just like not something I can keep up with. Justin literally started going out and like replacing my razors for me because he was skeezed out by how rusty they are. My bad. Reveal. So I finally finalized my shower routine. Hello. Okay, I'm really proud of this. I got these 𝗑𝗲𝗓 razors. I was like influenced by an influencer and I tried them out and I love them. So they're sponsoring this video. 𝗑𝗲𝗓 delivers razors to your door. It literally gives you a 5-blade razor that's actually designed for women, not designed for men, and it's like half the price. They deliver the razors, $10 for 4 razor refills is actually kind of insane. It's actually kind of dope. I can't believe it's like 4 refills for that price. It also comes with this, look at this cute little magnet holder. Look at this. It sticks up on my little magnet guy so that it's not just like sitting in a weird puddle in my shower. It's a super sharp razor, 5 blades. I've never cut myself. I've never had irritation because it's wrapped in like an aloe shave soap. They also have really nice body washes. I got one, the Revive I like. It smells kind of like peony. That one's really nice on my winter skin. And then I also got one of their exfoliates. Which one is this? Oh, sea salt. The sea salt one smells kind of like ocean and florals. And it's like a nice buffing body wash. I also like that 𝗑𝗲𝗓 doesn't do the whole shaming you into shaving, like profiting off women's insecurities kind of marketing. They just make products that are well made for women, appropriately priced. That's all I want. Like, I don't want any weird marketing frills. I just want a good product that is priced appropriately and isn't like rude to me. Is that so much to ask? I've had a great experience with them. I think they provide a great service. I'm gonna put the link in description if you guys want to check them out. Really encourage doing your mini makeover. My shower shaving routine is now a spa. I feel like it's been a mess in my home more and more, and I'm gonna blame it on Justin. My closet is pretty empty. I have done a really good job of minimizing my closet, and I think I will end up doing a follow-up video to the video where I talked about my closet declutter and trying to only buy like 12 new items of clothes per year. It's gone very well. So the issue is not even, I have less clothes than ever. Also really bad cramps. Once again, I have my period. I don't know how it always happens this way. The reason I blame Justin is because I feel like we're just at the point where we're going back and forth to each other's apartments all the time. I'm always packing a suitcase or an overnight bag to go to his place, always leaving stuff back and forth. It's like I'm kind of living two places right now, as is he. It's out of control. I think I'm just ready to be living together. That is why I'm blaming it on Justin. What is this? Oh, that's a shirt. All right, let's talk about the final stratosphere of connection, which is just classic connection, connecting with your people, the ones you love. These are some of the things that have been helping me through the winter when it's like maybe weather is keeping people isolated. Sometimes through the holidays, it's hard to stay in touch with people because everyone's so busy. And then in the new year, everybody's like really tired from all the travel. And I feel like it's just hard to get in touch with people. So these are some of the things I like to do. Number one is reminding myself just to voice memo or call people. If I don't have a social event on the calendar, it's a day where like I'm craving my people, but no one's available that day. For me, it's so important to remember to voice memo or call instead of texting. This is probably a personal preference and it probably depends from person to person, but texting does almost nothing for me to feel human connection. When I'm in a spiral or I'm in a rut or I'm feeling so disconnected and down, a 5-minute call with someone makes such a difference, and I feel like I have to relearn this lesson every single day of the winter. And then some fun things I've planned and really enjoyed this winter are, instead of like trying to plan a big expensive trip or something, 3 of my girlfriends and I are just going to like a cabin in the woods for a long weekend. And the price comes out to super affordable, and we're gonna play games, or we're gonna journal, and we're gonna craft, and we're gonna try to kind of make it our own creative retreat. It's not gonna be too intense. I think it's mostly just gonna be fun and like eating marshmallows, and it's way more affordable and doable to do just like a long weekend other than like a big trip. What is happening with this dress? Reveal the sleeves to me. I don't know, I'm really looking forward to that. I'll have to report back. Some other ideas I really enjoyed this year was, you know, it's like standard to just be like, okay, let's go out for dinner, let's go out to brunch. But sometimes I feel like going out to a restaurant, first of all, it's expensive, and sometimes it feels more stale. Like instead, my friends and I hosted brunch at home, just doing a collaborative potluck brunch together. I don't think I'm the first person who's ever thought of this, but it like feels so much more fun to me. And I feel like it just like plays up the coziness factor of winter more than sitting at a stale restaurant and paying $85 for a wet egg. We also organized a craft night recently where we all just like brought over whatever crafts we wanted to work on. I think that was freaking cute. And then another thing I'm trying to get better at is being better at like impromptu short hangouts. I think sometimes I have it in my head that if I want to hang out with people, I need to have like 3 hours to give the event. And the truth is, I want to say there's no one on earth I really need to see for more than 90 minutes at a time. Honestly, let's call it a quick 45. That's the ideal. And so I'm trying to get better at just being like, okay, we'll just go for a walk, or like letting a friend come over casually, you know, just have like 1 glass of wine. I had like a little romantic evening with my friend Carter the other night. She just swung by. Very sweet, like letting things not have to be a whole ordeal. There's something about it that gets back to childhood instead of making everything an event or everything a brunch out to a restaurant or a scheduled dinner. There's something really cozy and comforting in that, like feels more like community, just little drive-by socializings. The winter can definitely be a hard time. But I hope you guys can remember just a few points. The value of micro connections in your community, even if it's just putting yourself outside in society and seeing people walking around. Reminding to go on walks and get some air, get a little bit of sun, even if it's just so it can change your attitude about retreating into your warm house afterwards. Remembering to plug in, to get plugged into you and the thing that makes you feel really competent or energized. Trying to propose 1 idea a month. That's a new way to connect with people. Cabin in the woods, ice skating, pottery class. And if nothing else, I think the most important thing to ask myself is like, okay, this isn't the time that I wanted. It's not the time I would have chosen, but it's the time that is here. So what is this time good for? And there's definitely some things that the time is good for, even if it's solitary time, reflective time, self-growth time, decluttering time, whatever it is, exercise time. There's something that it's good for. Seeking out a professional opinion that you have a beautiful uterus. Like, there's something this time is good for. It just takes a little more effort to think about what it is. I need to go lay down with my heating pad because the cramps are killing me. But I'll see you guys soon. Mwah.